Now, we are limited conscious beings. We at one time were beings that took the divine feminine and the divine masculine and combined them and able to balance our bodies. That's why when you look at the 13 chakra system, you see above your head, above the crown chakra, there are two called universal or galactic male or universal or galactic female. What they represent is the balancing point. Source constantly comes in as a balancing point. So when it hits your crown, it has already been balanced through the energy receptors in the divine male and female, which also go all the way down to beyond the bottom of your toes, your whole energy field. What we're going to be talking about is how do these two fields interact with one another, what are they, and most of all, how they got lost. And so let's start off with how they got lost and what are they. First of all, the divine feminine represents the prototype of humanity. Basically, if you were to just neuter the body, it's kind of like insects. If you neuter the insects, which they are neutered, the bees, the workers, they're all female bodies. The basic body prototype form is female. It is the essence of all that exists, which is why our planet, Gaia, which represents the divine living prototype of what we are, it is the essence of this divine female. So whenever you say, as Chief Dan George says in this little prayer, just remember the beauty of the trees and the softness of the air, the fragrance of the grass speaks to me. The summit of the mountain, the thunder of the sky, the rhythm of the sea speaks to me. The strength of the fire, the taste of the salmon, the trail of the sun, and the life that never goes away, they speak to me, and my heart soars. It's just a Native American looking at what is all of this about. It's about the feminine essence that exists across from A to B, from top to bottom. It's everywhere. Now, we went, at the time of Atlantis, from a fully conscious, fully balanced individual to a limited consciousness, unbalanced individual. We had lost our connections. Suddenly, in one strange wave, which I like to call a wave of time, all was lost. The repression of the feminine has led to a planet on the edge of collapse. We have to remember the feminine represents the basic electrical essence of life. Life is primarily, in its first prototype, electrical. As it grows forward, it receives the energy, the magnificent energy of the so-called dark energy or space energy, as I like to call it. This is the magnetic field. It embraces it, and then physicality can be created. A long time ago, I was talking about creation, and I explained to you about the magnetic and, of course, the electrical. As a matter of fact, there's a whole group of scientists that talk about the electrical theory of the universe. Look at this electrical energy, this creative force, this very essence of life, as being primarily feminine. And look at the magnetic field that evolves out of the use of this electrical energy as the magnetic, and it's the male. Now what we have done on this planet, and we're going to talk about the Anunnaki and all of this, is we have repressed a natural energy, a source energy. We have lost our source, in plain English. So what we need to do is know that not only does this affect our civilization and each one of us, it also affects our very planet, our very environment. So this is what we need to do. We need to honor the feminine. We need to find out what it is, which we're going to do shortly. And we also have to honor the masculine and see how they come together.